Welcome in, welcome in. I don't have as much light as I thought I would have. I thought it would be better light than this, right? Let me see if I can get some more light, get better lighting. Like I gotta hold it at a certain angle. Ooh, okay. Where the light is hitting, it looks kind of cloudy. Like I got clarity here on Tiki to Talk, but this other device, it's looking kind of cloudy. Right, seeing if I could hold it at an angle where you could get some of the light. So happy Kazemi, Mercury Kazemi. I wanted to get in and talk a little bit about that, a little bit more explanation on the doomsday fish. I got to give a shout out to Stefan Burns, who shares a lot of information about the geophysics and things of what's going on in this earth. And this oarfish called a doomsday fish really was bringing some light to doomsday. And it's funny because I usually call March 20th doomsday, and it's going to be about a wrap around that time when Third Eye Atlas passes. Um, when Third Eye Atlas passes Jupiter as it exits our solar system. So, just catching up a little bit about that, closing out of the workshop, and I wanted to be able to share some of these cards with y'all because it was really this card reading. These cards I pulled on the full moon, the energy of the full moon. That was the lunar eclipse, full moon in Virgo, and these cards was hitting. So I was like, let me just give it to y'all right now while it's still in me, or before I, you know, put cards away or they get disheveled and whatnot. So I'm sharing that with you. I want to remind us about the 3-3 portal, or the vortex 3-3, which was when the full moon was on the 3rd of March, opening that portal, coming through that portal and opening the vortex from 3-3 to 3:30. That's 27 days, which is 3 sets of 9, 3 sets of spiritual completion all the time. Ashe. So we're in that vortex, and usually in the vortex, this being of the threes, it definitely has to do with creative completion. It opens up with that creative completion, the 3-3, master creator, master creativity, right? Whereas the 2-2 would be the master builder. So what are you building? This is what are you creating, right? And I usually look at the 1, 2, 3s. Peace, love, and light. Welcome in, T. I could see a T. That's what I could see. And we're talking about the Mercury Kizimi, Mercury retrograde, as well as Mercury being in Pisces and what that means to us. And it's really deep. I spoke and shared a little bit. So I'm going to give y'all a piece of what we shared in the workshop in regards to Mercury, because Mercury is really taking us there. Take me through there. Take me through there. Mercury is taking us in and deep within, into the barrels of our soul, into the dimensions of our mind, the multiple dimensions. So to really understand Mercury's position, and all of this is coming together, right? We're in the 3-3 to 3:30 vortex, right? Creative completion. And while we're in this vortex, Mercury is taking us through. Within this vortex, this is a pivotal month, what they call March, as I call Pisces, right? According to the cosmos, Pisces, the signs are really the months. The signs tell the times for real. It's the tick of the talk on the cosmic clock to TikTok and to us all. So Pisces is the last hour, so to speak. Of all the 12 hours on the clock, Pisces is the last hour. It is the 12th month. It closes out. So there's no coincidence that Third Eye Atlas is closing out, right? It's no coincidence that the doomsday fish are showing up and washing ashore, and it is a warning to us on multiple levels, not just through geophysics, as what he's showing us, Stefan Burns. He's showing us through geophysics that it is a warning that there is going to be an earthquake, and there's proof of that every time the doomsday fish, which are fish that are really, really deep in the abyss of the waters. Pisces, 2 fish that they saw, Pisces in the abyss of the water. Whenever they come to shore, it is a doomsday for those fish. They don't live long. Ashe. So that's a warning, and every time they sight these fish within a window of about a month or 2, or it's maybe even 3, it's a window, so no one knows the exact day. Within that window, there's going to be some type of major earthquake, 7 like 7 point or 9 on the Richter scale, whatever they call it. And so that's a part of the warning geophysically. Now, spiritually, there is a connection. Okay, doomsday is coming up. What I have always called March 20th has always been doomsday for me ever since 2020, because that's around the time that, for me, when COVID became a reality, even though it's never been my reality. But when it became clear to me, it's like, oh, this what we doing? That was like doomsday for me. And so it's no coincidence that this is coming around. Doomsday fish is coming back up, and it's basically is like saying this is the end of something. That's how I'm reading it. It's not like the world is going to end. Greetings to you. Peace, love, and light. If you coming through, thank you for those who are coming through, who are finding the live. It's hard to find me on TikTok because I ain't got that 1,000. So if you come through, consider yourself one of the chosen few. Ashe. So be chosen and stay. Don't go nowhere. Don't you go nowhere. Send some hearts, send some love, because the more that we do, like I'm all them hearts you seeing, that's me. I be loving myself. TikTok done taught me that. Oh, I could love myself. I could tap the screen up. But that helps to engage and get some of you to find wherever we are. So if you're just coming through, welcome in. Just tap up. What they be saying? Tap some hearts. Give me some hearts so that people can find us. So it activates the, what do you call it? The grid. Their energetic algorithms, and it gets the algorithms going so certain people could find us, so we could get with it. Can you get with it? It's like that. So welcome in, join in. We're going to talk a little bit about this Mercury. All right, so Mercury, as I was saying, and I'm going to share some cards with y'all that I pulled for the full moon. And these cards are really helping with it. It's a general reading of what's happening now, what has been happening for the past 6 months, what we need to look at, what has been our blind side, what has been hidden from us, and what's the action step we need to take in going forward, particularly coming out of the energy of this full moon, right? So first, let me get into Mercury. And this was some stuff that came up, about the meeting. Get my hand comfortable with holding this other device, because I'm working too right now. Work with me. So Mercury, a lot of people usually say that Mercury in Pisces is debilitated, or because Mercury is in these deep waters, and in particularly because it is in retrograde. But this is really deep, because Mercury is about communication, right? Just to share a bit of background about Mercury for those who don't know, it's about communication. It is a planet of information and communication. That's why it rules Gemini, which is about communication. So communication and travel, right? So it affects travel, it affects communication. Yes, a lot of people say don't have conversations during Mercury retrograde, or we look at it as bad, but really it's not. It's giving you a retrospective look to go back and see some things that may need to be gone over again. When it's in retrograde, it's really taking you back, traveling. Mercury is about travel. So it's not just traveling in a plane. It is astro travel. It is interdimensional travel, interdimensional conversation, particularly when it is in Pisces. That's why it gets a little foggy for a lot of people, because if you're not in the depths of the spiritual house, Pisces is a spiritual house, right? And so if you're not in that, peace, love, and light, welcome in, love. And if you're not in that, if you're not in the spiritual house yourself, in your own house, in your own consciousness, then when Mercury takes you into the depths of Pisces, it's a little bit more difficult to understand, especially when it's in retrograde. Look at retrograde as it's taking you back into the depths of the dimensions of your soul, the deepest parts. It's pulling up stuff from the deepest parts. Again, back to the doomsday fish. 2 fish, that represents what? Pisces. There's something very significant about these fish that washed up on the California shores. And it's coming from the depths of the waters, right? The depths of the emotions, however you want to look at it. And it happened on the 20th of February when Neptune and Saturn were at exact conjunction, just in touching Aries, which means it was just coming out of Pisces, which means what? It was just coming out of the waters, right? Stick with me, follow me if you can. If you can get this, I'm giving this information to you as it's coming to me, right? Right. How long in retrograde? It's going to be in retrograde till about the 17th, actually. Like, it's going to go all the way back to meeting up with the North Node, our North Node in Pisces, which is bringing us into this spiritual maturation. It's all of that's happening in Pisces right now is helping to bring us into a spiritual maturation, right? Third Eye Atlas has been updating and upgrading our entire solar system, and it's going to be exiting after it passes Jupiter while we are in Pisces. So everything is, a lot is energetically happening. This is a major energetic seal. This is why I said this is a curtain close. Like, this full moon was like a curtain close, because it's a cosmic threshold that we are passing through, and all the planets have a part to play in it, right? All the celestials, which is heaven, the celestials are heaven, so all the heavens have a part to play in it. I'm a Leo. Any messages for me? Leo. Do you know your sun sign? Right? Also know your sun sign, and if you know your north node, south node, then I could tell you a little bit more. I usually read through like natal chart readings and what's going on with that. Leo, there's no placements in Leo right now, but if you have any placements in Cancer and Pisces, I would look at your natal chart and see, because it's definitely speaking through you with the Jupiter. We just had the Sun and Jupiter in a trine, and so Jupiter in Cancer is activating those who have Cancer placements right now. Cancer being the house of home life, the house of home life. So look and see if you have a Chiron in Jupiter. It is definitely dealing with you in your home life and what needs to be healed from what you have come here to transcend, and all the trials that you may have had in home life, particularly with the maternal lineage. Cancer is really highlighting that this entire year, but specifically around this time, while Pisces is entwined with it. And as I said, Third Eye Atlas is going to be passing by Jupiter. So there's another maturation again of another planet. So, but if you want a reading as well, you could reach out to me. You can email me. You can reach out to me here, and I could do a whole natal chart reading with you, because it'll help you to have a deeper look within you. And I don't just tell you what's going on. I pretty much guide you into your natal chart so you can understand how to read it yourself. This is what we do in the workshops. I'm always like helping everyone to understand their natal chart and what it means to them and what to look out for. Right? You got to know what to look out for. Look for your north node and south node. And particularly if your nodes are in these nodal access points of Virgo and Pisces, then these energies are working tightly with you as well. Ashe. So this Mercury, as I was speaking about, because we really got to understand this Mercury retrograde. It's not doomsday. It's not the end of the world when Mercury goes in retrograde. It really is an opportunity for us to see what's really happening within the depths of our soul. So speaking of the depths, like we said, those fish that came up from the abyss of the waters, think of it like that. The spiritual house of Pisces is the abyss. It's the depths and into the dimensions of your soul. So a lot that we are plucking out from, right? Neptune being the planet of illusion, Saturn being the planet of accountability, responsibility, it is plucking us out from that, and it's plucking this out from us in our karmic thread, in our karmic imprint, in our soul's imprint. It's helping us to clear up a lot of karmic debt from past lives that we haven't gotten an opportunity to do ever. We're getting this opportunity right now. I had been saying this even before Third Eye Atlas, but Third Eye Atlas is really adding some oomph to it. But I had been saying this in regards to Neptune, because we're never going to see Neptune passing these coordinates again. We're not going to see it cycle around to Pisces ever again. So for a lot of us that chose to be here at this particular time in our lifetime and in our timelines of timelines, we chose this particularly to utilize the help of Neptune as it passes through Pisces, closing out karmic cycles for your multidimensional self from the depths of your infinite self. Think of the Pisces waters as the primordial waters of time, right? So it is the spiritual house, it is the newt of it all. So that connects you to your deeply spiritual, multidimensional, cosmic, your cosmic bloodline, the codes that are written in your DNA through your cosmic and spirit bloodline or codes, however you want to look at it. And so your karmic traumas and things like that are in the imprint, in the soul's imprint. And so Pisces, whenever we go through Pisces, this is that opportunity to get into the depths, and depending on what planets are passing through with you, they're helping in part of this process. Now Mercury, because Mercury is about travel, I personally love when Mercury is traveling through Pisces. And yep, if it goes into retrograde, bonus, because now it's retrograding, allowing you to go into the depths, traveling through the dimensions of your soul to extract what you need to extract, right? Breaking the illusions, Neptune, having accountability, Saturn, before entering into Aries with the fire. Let's go, go, go. So Mercury is really helping that. Where's the moon doing all of this? Where's the moon during all of this? The moon right now has shifted, but the moon, what we were working with these energies, and when I pulled these cards, was a full moon in Virgo, which is activating our south node access, activating us in the south node, and what the south node had been doing for the 18 months that it had been in Pisces and Virgo. We're about to close out that access. We're about to leave the south node, north node access of Virgo and Pisces, right? And this is ultimately our destined purpose, is to get our spiritual maturity from the north node in Pisces. When the north node was in Aries, it was for us to get our soul sovereignty. And it is your soul sovereignty that empowers you as you go into the house of Pisces, because with the nodes, they kind of go backwards. They don't go the way the planets go. They're kind of going in the opposite direction, so to speak. So it goes from Aries to Pisces. And now after we leave Pisces, it's going to enter Aries, helping us and ushering us, another step in ushering us into the Aquarian age. All of this is intrinsic, right? And it's orchestrated by the divine design, right? Pluto entering into Aquarius was ushering us into Aquarius, and now the north node going into Aquarius is going to be ushering us even more deeper into the age of Aquarius, in which the age of Aquarius is ushering us into the fifth dimension. Come on. All of this is a part of the process. The celestials are very important. The celestials are the heavens in which we come from. The celestials are the heavens that are guiding us through the angles of light. Those degrees of where everything is placed, those degrees are angles of light. Angels of light. Ashe. It's made from, I think it says it's retrograde. Is retrograde made from? I think you're saying is retrograde made from, if I'm reading that right. I think I see Gatorade, but maybe you meant to put retrograde. I'm not sure, but correct me. Clarity on that question if you can, so I know what I'm answering. You know about Jupiter, and how it connects with wars. I think I'm seeing that right. Something motion, fast motion about Jupiter. I'm not sure about Jupiter connecting with wars. I've never say never. Maybe there's something there. But Jupiter, Jupiter is the planet of expansion and wisdom. I would more look at Mars as the planet that is more connected with wars and you know, instigating, and but it's the planet of passion. But the maturation of Mars, which is what Third Eye Atlas just came to share with us, the maturation of Mars is to study war no more. The maturation of Mars is to bring us into wisdom. This is what Third Eye Atlas was updating our entire system, right? Venus is to bring it from a place of beauty. Venus is that planet of beauty, but it's more than beauty. That beauty is about truth, beauty, and goodness. That's a divine trinity. And that beauty is to bring you into understanding, because it's not about beauty just to say look at me. It's the beauty that brings you into truth and goodness, and that truth and goodness opens you up, opens up your consciousness to deep understanding. So the maturation of Venus is understanding. The maturation of Mars is wisdom. That's why when they talk about the goddess Athena, what made her so great was not because she went into wars or led them into wars. It was because of her wisdom, being wise enough to settle differences without wars. That's the maturation of Mars, being wise enough to be, and it's passionate and it's assertive, but it is not necessarily aggressive. It doesn't have to be a war, right? Assertiveness does not mean that we have to have an all-out war. So what you're seeing now is the shadows of Mars playing out in the world, these wars that they want to be on, because these are the desperate energies doing desperate things to stay in control. And as Mars entered into Pisces, right? And I believe these wars kind of started around the time that Mercury went into retrograde. And this was something I was explaining in the workshop. These planets are being upgraded. We are all being upgraded, but it doesn't mean everyone else is going to catch the upgrade, right? If you are not in a responsibility of upgrading yourself, if you're not taking care of yourself and doing your own shadow work in your soul, if you're not acknowledging certain things, if you're not having accountability, because accountability brings you into transcendence, if you're not doing that, then you're not necessarily going to catch the upgrades. You are going to still be in the shadows of these particular planets, because these energies, these planets are energy bodies that work with us. Ashe. These planets are energy bodies that work with us. Peace, love, and light. Welcome in. Share some love. Tap some hearts so everybody else could come in it and come get it. These planets, these celestial bodies are energy, just like we are bodies of energy, and it's all interactive and intrinsic. So in order for us to get what we're to get out of it in connection, it's about you. The universe never imposes. God, the great order of divinity, never imposes. Those celestial bodies that are the heavens, that are of the great order of divinity, that's God. That's God. All of that is God. All of creation is God. And it's autonomous, right? So it never imposes. This is how I keep it simple. God never imposes. The great order of divinity never imposes. So as much as they're being upgraded, if you're not ready to be upgraded, you will stay in the shadows. If you don't work on your shadow work, you will stay in the shadows. So the shadows of those planets is what people in the shadows will experience. So they will experience wars because they're in the shadows. They won't experience the wisdom of Mars. They're going to experience the war of Mars. They're not going to experience the understanding of Venus. They're going to experience superficial beauty, surface level beauty of Venus, right? Can you talk about the shadow of Aquarius North Node? Aquarius North Node, the shadows of Aquarius, period, whether it's the North Node or the Aquarian age, and I've been talking about it, the shadows of the Aquarian age is not actualizing the knowing, because that Aquarian age is the age of knowing. So the shadows of it is being stuck in the information, not doing, not acting, not connecting. The shadows of Aquarius in and of itself is bad humanitarianism, or I should say inconsiderate, lack of service to true humanitarianism, because Aquarius is about others. It is about the we. So when you're in the shadow of Aquarius, you don't see the we. And that's why some people feel like Aquarians are like, what's the word, to themselves. And those are Aquarians that are not quite in the more evolved aspects of Aquarius. Those are the ones that are more in the shadows, because Aquarius is about the we. So if you meet Aquarians that are all about me, they are still in the shadows of the Aquarius energy, right? Everything has a shadow side and an evolved side is what I like to call it, including the planets, right? The shadow side of Neptune is falling into illusions. That's why illusions are being broken right now, right? Those who are in the shadows, they can only see the illusions of Neptune. Neptune is really about dreams and aspirations and being able to bring those dreams and aspirations into reality. And if you are not in the evolved aspects of Neptune, you will fall into the illusions. Ashe? So right now we're looking at, this is not, we can't just look at things and call it, it's not black and white. It's not one dimensional. It's multi-dimensional. So it depends on how you're tapped into seeing it and looking at it. Let me see what we're saying here. I'm talking about how Jupiter goes in fast motion every 84 years. Okay. It's called, I may not be saying that right, but Achari motion. Wars happen a lot during those phases. Okay. Thank you for sharing that with me, because now I'm gonna go look deeper into that, and that sounds kind of about right. I'm gonna need to look deeper to see why is it, like what happens every 84 years that cause it to go into this Achari motion, and how it activates wars. And if that's the case, I would say that's right about now. Because some wars are being activated, not just the wars over there, but internal wars within people, wars between families and communities, and especially being that it is in Cancer, in the house of family, home, nurturing, the emotions, things like that, right? And the moon rules Cancer. So this moon, although it was in Virgo, the moon rules Cancer. So there's some connection there with Jupiter while it's in its house, in the emotional house. So emotions, a lot of emotions have been coming up. But I'm going to look into that. Thank you for that. I'm going to look into that every 84 years about Jupiter. I have not heard about the Achari, if I'm saying that right. Atichari. I might be saying it wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'll look into that. Ashe, continue to shed the flesh and renew your mind. Exactly. That's what we're doing, shedding. And a lot of the emotions were coming up, as I've been saying that. And this particular moon was highlighting the sacral chakra, like a focus on the sacral chakra, to really, because that is the emotional body, and asking us to stabilize these emotions, to find peace in the emotions, even if it feels disturbing. Find a focal point and be at a place of peace within your emotions to extract the information that comes from it, because sensations give us information. Sensations give us information. So the information that we get, that's why we get these sensations. Instead of being hot-headed, instead of being in anxiety and going all over the place, it's for us to go within and see what it is that this sensation is telling me. What is it to me? What is it to thee? Right? With all that's happening. So embrace. Hola. You see? Huh? Yes, I'm on the phone. Yes. Sí. Tiene un buen día. Got a Spanish neighbor. I be thinking I'm Spanish ever so often, right? I got to get my bilingualism up. So Mercury, and bringing all of this to Mercury, there's so much going on. So I know I could go here, there, and everywhere. And thank you for the conversation. Thank you for tapping in, because that's what I like the live about. I like when we can converse, give me something, and you just gave me something. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna look it up. I can't see the name. I think it says Chum. I'm seeing something that says Chum, if I'm seeing right. So I appreciate your presence. Is greatly appreciated, and I'm gonna look that up. Go find me some stuff about this every 84 years of Jupiter. So Mercury, let's appreciate Mercury's retrograde, and let's look at what it's here to tell us and where it's here to take us into the dimensions of our soul while it's in retrograde. And so yes, it's going to be retrograding back, Ashe, until we go back to, it's going to go back to to match right with North Node in Pisces. So it's bringing us to our North Node. What is that saying? Mercury is in its retrograde and taking us deep to help us meet at the North Node of where we're supposed to be. Like it's holding our hands and it's walking us right there. It's taking us there. It's saying, here you go. And the time that it does that is going to be on the 17th. Like, I can't make this up. On the 17th, when um, Third Eye Atlas is going to be passing its closest point to Jupiter, right? That is the final planet. It's going to be really giving its upgrade to the close encounter before it leaves our solar system. That is going to be the close. That is going to be the energetic seal as it leaves. It's been traveling with us this entire 6 months, this 6-month window that we've been in on the ecliptic plane. So from eclipse to eclipse. The last eclipse we had was in September, and here it is again in March. So from eclipse to eclipse, Third Eye Atlas has been traveling along with us and upgrading and updating the whole damn time. So there is something specifically happening around this time on the 17th as it's passing that, and that is a time that Mercury would have reached back to as far as to the North Node. So, take that how you will, take it how you may, but it's definitely highlighting something for us. How you take it, how you work it is on you. Every man for himself, each soul for himself, to each his own. And wherever we end up is what we choose. This is why I've been saying the choices we make will be the pills we take. The choices we make are going to determine where we are, not our words, not our professions out of our mouth, right? It's going to be our actions, our doings. So what the decisions you make and what you choose to do, what you align with, if there's a coherency, that's where you're going to be sealed within the energetic seal of time. And we won't have this opportunity again. So get what you get. Get what you could get while Mercury rewinds. These are the signs of the times. Ashe. Ashe, ashe. So with that, we'll all be able to access deeper aspects of ourselves. Get to know your natal chart. As I've said, get to know your natal chart. Utilize your energy centers so you can get into the doorway. These are the doorways of your consciousness so that you can tap in, right? Nice Africa continent. Okay, I don't know what you're saying. Do I live in Africa? I'm not there, no, but I'll be there on my way. I don't know. What is it to thee? What is it to me? So whatever you can, whatever you feel that you're here for, is either you get it or you don't. If not, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Keep on going. Keep on strolling by. All right. All right. And with that, see, distractions, just like what that noise is. So it's getting dark. I'm losing light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with us the cards that were pulled on the full moon. So those who get it, get it. I shared this with the group. So let me put this card, see if this stays put for a moment, right? How much you need to afford a whole haircut? I don't know. Y'all just throwing crazy questions up in here right now. Where my people at? Sometimes this where it be like, I need a moderator, like getting them out of here, snatch them out. I don't got time for that. You'll squeeze yourself out at some point when you see that I'm not paying you no attention, because you don't make me no never mind. I'm on my soul work. Are you on yours? So with that said, let me go right into these cards. So the first cards that I pull, and I pulled 2 sets of cards, Moonology cards and my energetic cards. So in that, metaphysics, yep. I open out a timeless vista of possibilities, yes. Must take care never to lose sight of the inexpressible, Ashe, which indeed continues is very necessary. Ashe. Never lose sight of the inexpressible. Speaking of expressible, again, let me remind you, speak as Mercury is in its Kazemi with the sun and in retrograde. So speak from your mind, let it flow from your third eye into your mind. because as we did the chakra infusions this particular full moon, there was a turn of events with the throat chakra. There was a tight communication with the third eye and the throat chakra. So allow the third eye insight, clarity. Let that clarity and that insight, that wisdom within the third eye, the all-seeing eye, let that envisioning come through, pour into your throat, so that your imagination faculty is activated, where you image your life, world, and affairs, where you image a nation, where you abracadabra, speak it and it shall appear. Speak from the third eye, draw from the third eye. And if you need help, draw from the heart, which is just below. If you need help with peace, with speaking, with clarity, or just with consideration and compassion. If you need help with compassion, pull from the heart, but you really want to pull from your third eye, and your insight as you are speaking. Let your insight set your throat chakra free, right? That insight also represents the planet that represents this is Neptune, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and Mercury is the throat chakra, right? And Mercury is in Pisces. So speak, let your Mercury, let your communication come from the depths of your psyche, from Pisces, right? From the Neptune energy, from the depths of spirit, dreams, and aspirations, from the unknown, from the void, whatever you want to call it, but speak from those deep insights within you, right? And let that come through your expression. Ashe. Um, so with that, let me go right into this. Tap in, tap in. So here are the cards. Tap if you get in the TikTok. Those of you on TikTok, thank you for coming through. Share some hearts so that it can help get to other people. So the cards, and this spoke very beautifully. So whoever they help, they help. So there were first 3 cards that got pulled. So I'm going to share that with you, and it is in perfect harmony. Right? In perfect harmony. And it's not because everything is perfect, but it is to say, remember, this is where we are. Remember that there are so many things happening right now that is calling us into perfect harmony. And sometimes some things got to fall apart before it gets together, perfectly, harmoniously. So we're in the position of perfect harmony. What can we do? And this is a sacral chakra. So this is about relationships, how we're relating with each other, and the emotional aspect of it. Perfect harmony, right? Remember the perfect harmony, and remember what we have to do to get there. Now, what is it that we can be doing? Taking a deep breath, right? This is the action step. Take a deep breath. This is a root chakra card. So take a deep breath with everything that's happening in the earth. The root chakra is the most physical body. Take a deep breath with all of that. And in taking a deep breath, you will have that earth magic. The earth magic will open up for you. Your feet, which represents understanding, putting your understanding in the soil. Look at that earth magic opening up through the soles of your feet. The soles of your feet are portals. Walk barefoot on the ground. Get your information as the codes are unlocking. Remember, Third Eye Atlas is opening dormant codes for us on earth as it's upgrading and updating the earth. So real quick, these tools, this is a 3-step tool that was to help with the 7-card draw that I pulled, but this is really helpful. Remember, we're in a harmony process. We aren't there yet, but we're in the process of coming together and having perfect harmony. We must take deep breaths in, to just be still and allow that peace, be still, to come in. Take the time in order to unlock that earth magic. That's what this step is reminding us to do. Ashe, so I'm going to put that away. There was some other cards that went with it, but the 2 cards, they usually parallel, so I'm going to share what I got with you there. Let's go in it. So just like we saw perfect harmony, the first card that came out was a grand symphony. A grand symphony is happening in the heart chakra, and the heart is the earth. So in this earth, this is what has been happening in the past. This is the past, let's say the past 6 months, right? Since we were at the lunar eclipse, and this is like the eclipse is a reflection of what has happened 6 months ago. Any full moon is a reflection of what has happened 6 months ago. Ashe. So the eclipse, is what has happened. This is the past. It could be the past 2 weeks, the past 30 days, but I'm going to say the past 6 months that we're looking at, particularly of what has been happening. So it's been a grand symphony that has been playing and orchestrated and being put together. Your commitment is being tested. The moon card is telling us that parallels this. It has been a grand symphony, and the moon, the commitments have been tested, right? The commitments from the past full moon or new moon in Virgo, the last 6 months, the commitments have been tested. And that's what's been happening in this past 6 months. This is where we've been at, right? And the grand symphony doesn't mean it's all coming together, like just like we saw with the perfect harmony. It's happening, right? In the happening of it. It's not there yet, but the grand symphony is working. Third eye atlas, the celestial, the body planets, that's the grand symphony. Maestro is doing its thing. It's all coming together, and with that, commitments are being tested. We are being put to the test, within our own selves, right? So that is what has been happening. Now where we are, I've never pulled this one up close like this, but it's a telltale sign, and it was pulled upside down. This is a throat chakra card, so it was upside down. Telltale or tall tale is what you're seeing. It's a tall tale, which means what's happening now. There's a lot of tall tales. There's a lot of veils that are dropping. So we're seeing all the tall tales, right? And that's another reason why it's upside down, because it's not to say that there's a lot of lying happening right now, but the truths are happening so much that the lies are being exposed. So it's a tall tale. That's what we're in right now. And the moon card is saying step out of your comfort zone. It's not comfortable, and it's a north node. The north node is asking us, waiting on us to come into alignment, and it's saying get out your comfort zone. Get out the comfort zone of the illusions that you've been living in. Some people are feeling the tall tales falling away, and they're like, oh my God. And they're grabbing for it desperately because their lives depended on these illusions, even though it wasn't good for them. And some people are saying, it's about damn time. That'll be us. Most of us, the spiritual people, we like, it's about damn time. All of those of us that's been considered conspiracy theorists, yeah, we're being exonerated right now. Like, they're coming back, and everybody's realizing, hey, they might have had on point there, right? So this is what is happening now. Get out your comfort zone. Get out of the tall tales. Don't let the tall tales fool you, and see the truth for what it is. Let the veils fall. Right? So that's what's happening with now. Now what's being hidden? Ooh, these cards were just showing it to me. A sacred reverence. A sacred reverence, and this is a crown chakra card. So a sacred reverence is what has been happening. Well, what has been hidden, not what has been happening. What has been hidden, meaning not because someone is hiding it from us, but because it is hidden, it's in our blind spot. And we're not seeing that. If you look at this card, you could see it's the sacred reverence for the world through the eyes of divinity. And the keys are in our hands, but we're not seeing it. This is what's being hidden. We're not seeing the key to this earth, to the harmony, to the love in this world. We're not seeing that is coming from the divine, right? It's coming. You can see the clouds. It's like it's up in the celestials. It's up in the heavens. Our sacred reverence is remembering our soul's purpose. It's remembering your divine plan. It's remembering where you come from at a divine level. That's the sacred reverence, right? That is a sacred reverence. So this is what's being hidden from us, and it's harmful. It's not a time of, oh, I done dropped the other device. Sorry, y'all. You okay? Are you okay? It's not it's a time for healing is what the moon card is saying, right? So what's being hidden is we're not seeing the divine time. Again, divinity. We're not seeing the divine time of healing and what it is that we need to be healing, right? And this card particularly came upside down, so it's like we're seeing it but not really. It's like I could hear it saying, but you see, you know, we know what needs to be healed, but for some reason it's something is in a blind spot. And it really has a lot to do with not being connected to the divinity. And the crown chakra is total connectivity to the divine. So not really allowing ourselves to see something. Something is missing. Not that we're doing it on purpose, but this is definitely in our blind spot. This is what's being hidden. And usually what's being hidden is what's causing some of the delays in what's happening, because we got to remember why these tall tales are happening, why the veils are falling, that we need to remember our divinity. Remember why we're here. We're not here to be in these illusions. We're here to break the illusion, to transcend the illusion. And you have to remember it in your divine self. Your human self is not going to let you know that. The human self isn't like, right? And so because of that, the obstacle is a powerful move. And this is a solar plexus card in our identity body, in our mental body. A powerful move. We're having the obstacle of making a powerful move, right? Everybody's at different levels. So when you hear me say we or they, it's just at different levels, right? This is a general card reading, so different levels. Be bold. And the card, the moon card that matches that parallels that, is saying be bold and make the first move. So these two cards were the tightest parallels. They're really saying make the move, power moves. But this is the obstacle that we're having. And the obstacles that we're having is usually because of what's hidden. So because we can't see, because there's something that we're missing in our sacred reverence to the divinity, to the great order of divinity. There's something that we're missing, that we're blindsided because we're only looking through our human eyes. We're only looking through the concepts that we're used to, that we choose to hold on to. So this sacred reverence takes a really deep letting go of personal, things. Right, Bird? So if we can get a hold of that sacred reverence, if we can reach into that higher self, remembering who we are, right? Who we are in our identity body as a spiritual being, as an infinite being, first and foremost, then trust me, you will be empowered through your solar plexus to make those power moves. Make the first move. Be bold and make the first move is what this one is saying. Cardinal moon. And cardinal means the leader. Cardinals take the lead. You have to be cardinal minded, right? And make the first move. So this is an obstacle that it has been shown. Like, I can't make this card reading was just like, bam. I could see that this has been the holdup in humanity. I could see that this is where we were coming from, that this is where we are in the tall tales, right? And that we're missing something from our divinity, our sacred reverence, that is blocking particular power moves. Some of us that's doing the work, we may be thinking, well, I'm on it. And what I had to say to some of us in the group was, even if we're doing the work, and I'm saying this to you as I could say it to myself, take a deeper look. Because we could be doing the spiritual work, but then there may be something that we have been particularly guided to this lifetime to do, that we're missing that. Because we're missing the blind spot in the sacred reverence in our higher self, and really going into the over self and the higher self and getting the true instructions of why you're really here. Again, Mercury in Pisces in retrograde is taking you into the depths of the dimensions of your soul, so you can have access, traveling through the dimensions with Mercury, traveling back if you can, to find out. And that back means traveling deep into your cosmic bloodline to get the instructions, because that's your God encryption, to get the instructions of why you are here. Why am I here? What is it that I'm supposed to do? Not what I think I need to do, not what I tell myself I need to do. Good job, pat on the back. Yes, I'm doing some great things, but what is it that I need to do? There's a particular reason why you're here at this particular time, and it needs that power move. Ashe? So what's going to help us? Let me keep it going because I'm losing light. What's going to help us is great big love. And this is a heart chakra card. Okay? Great big love. You got it. Some great big love. And if you notice, it looks similar to the sacred reverence with a heart and into the galaxy. You see the galaxy as the background, right? Ooh, I got light. Into the heart. So this great big love is what's going to help us. And we're not talking about surface level love, right? We're not talking about surface level beauty like what I said about Venus. This is the maturation of Venus. This is understanding. We need a great big love that's going to give us the peace that surpasses all understanding. We need that type of love. The love that says, I may not get it, I may not understand it, but this is what we're going to do. And as I say that, that reminds me of my daddy, rest his soul, when he was like, when I was young, it was like, look, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. And he was so respectful, as strict as he was. He was like, you know what? I don't get it. I don't understand it, but I respect you and I'm going to support what you do. That's like taking the step to say, I don't got to understand it. And that was a big move of him because he did what he wanted to do. He didn't care. But for him to say, hey, I don't understand what you're saying, but I'm going to respect what you're saying. And this is the kind of great big love that we got to have. I've never felt his love any stronger than that. You don't got to understand it. You don't got to get all the details. That is breaking out of the shadows of Virgo, by the way. Virgo and South Node, what we're working through, that the moon was here activating, is helping to break us out of these shadows of Virgo that has this obsession with every single detail, wanting to know how it's going to go, how it's going to look. You don't need to know how. This is how you work with the universe. You can't work with the universe in spirit and want to know every little thing. It just don't work like that. The universe is infinite, right? And you can't know it all. You don't know it all, and you cannot be obsessed with knowing it all. So great big love, unconditional love, agape love is just doing what needs to be done without understanding it all. Do you have that love? That's what's going to help us. Great big love, agape. I don't need the details, right? Another shadow of Virgo is is things that are not of true service. And that's why y'all seeing a lot of things fall apart that you're like, oh my God, I thought that was here to help us. No, it's not. Or relationships. Oh my God, I thought that this was something. No, it's not. You're being shown the shadows of Virgo, and those false services have to fall away so that you can see what true service is. Right? Again, age of Aquarian. How are we going to get into the higher evolved aspects of the age of Aquarian when we're walking with false service? Great big love is going to help us through all of this in the heart chakra. So go into your heart where you can work on forgiveness and you can have the peace that surpasses all understanding. That means you ain't got to understand it, but you at peace with it, right? Great big love. And the moon card that went with that says, take time to breathe out. Take time to breathe out. This is what's going to help you. Great big love. Take time to breathe out. Take time to breathe out so you can have that great big love. Ashe? Next. We almost there. 2 more, right? This is the action step. This is my 7 card draw, and this is the card of all cards. I did a video about this earlier, so for those of you on TikTok that may see it, I may put it on YouTube. This is the tender embrace card that I was speaking about, and it came upside down. So I'm gonna put it this way first so you can see. It's a heart card too. Tender embrace, and it came upside down because we need to have a tender embrace, not just, ooh, I love you, tender embrace. TikTok, bear with me. I don't know if you can still see it. If you're there, give me some hearts to keep it going because I have to solve this puzzle. It always does this after some time. I don't know if it's because I don't have the 1,000 viewers because I don't see this happening to everybody else, but I don't know. But I gotta answer this puzzle. So in the meantime, send some hearts if you're there in TikTok and you're getting this message, because I want the message to continue. Just continue sending some hearts to kind of keep it going and let the algorithm know that you in here. Right? Thank you for the hearts. Um, so the tender love, tender embrace, which is a heart card, it's upside down because it's not the embrace that you think, right? This is embracing the things that may be opposing to you, the things that we need to find a balance with, right? To find beauty in the opposition, which is what I was talking about in that video. Beauty is the tool for the crown chakra, right? The crown chakra is about total connectivity. Wherever you find beauty in anything, so I'm saying to you, to help you with this, you're going to need the tool of finding beauty in whatever that is opposing you. It needs a tender embrace. Whatever concepts, whatever beliefs that you have that are just so opposite to you, whatever is happening with others that are so opposite to you, you're going to need to find the beauty in it, wherever it is, right? Obviously, it's not going to be in the space that you have an opposition to it, but look at the totality of it and ask yourself, what is beautiful about this? What is beautiful about this? Because where there's beauty, there is truth and goodness, and that is the Trinity, the divine Trinity that is going to bring you into total connectivity. That's going to be your connector. So I'm giving you the tool. It's finding the beauty. It may not be easy, but I'm telling you that's what's going to help. And so the card that goes with it is a balance, spirituality, and practicality. Two fish. Two fish. What were we talking about earlier? Two fish, right? And this is about what this full moon was about. Full moon in the full moon is opposition. So embracing the opposition is finding the balance. Even though this says full moon in Pisces, it's a similar thing. When there's a full moon in Pisces or a full moon in Virgo, it is asking you to balance spirituality and practicality. Virgo being practicality and Pisces being spirituality. Can you have a tender embrace with that? It's not one or the other. It's not this or that. It's not religion or science. It's religion and science, right? And all of that is still under the umbrella of spirituality, because nothing is here without spirit. Spirit is first and foremost. Everything that exists, me, you, the birds, the trees, exists because of the breath of life, which is spirit. Because of the Sa, that's for my comedically inclined people, the Sa, Sa, Sekem, Sahu. And the Sa is the breath of life, which is spirit. So we want to understand that everything here on this earth, respect the physical, respect the practical, right? Virgo is earth, it's physical. Okay, Pisces is more of a water sign, but it's the primordial waters that really speak of spirit, the spiritual nature where we come from. So embracing love, embracing, this is why this is upside down, embracing the opposition. So this is the action step that we need to be doing. And I'm saying need. Yes, it is a need. Embrace what is opposing you. You see a war out there. Embrace wherever you can find beauty. I'm not saying the war is great. You may see something else going on. Where is the beauty in it? The beauty is that it's showing the foolishness. That's how I could see it. Like, oh, look at these lies. We see the ridiculosity in what's going on. So the beauty in that is that truth is being exposed out of it. Unfortunately, some people getting hurt in the process. That's part of the world as the world turns, right? But don't get sucked into the separation, but find the tender embrace in the sensation. The sensations are the thoughts and feelings that are in an uproar in you. What are they saying to you? What is the information in the sensation? But embrace rather than separate. I can't say this much more. This is an important step. So when you see the other video, you're going to hear me talking about the tender embrace. Remember this card. Okay, I'm showing both of you. This is what I'm talking about. The tender embrace. And it's going to take recognizing beauty to get there, to get up in the crown and bring you there, to take me through there, take me through there. Last card. Now this is a conclusion. This is where we will be Endless possibilities. And this came upside down as well. This is a third eye card. So we are going to be in endless possibilities. And speaking of third eye, when we go into the next season, which is spring, as we enter into spring, which is the new year. Y'all look out for y'all calendars. We're going to have the new year calendars. Happy New Year when it comes at the spring equinox for my 5D people, especially those of you who know about the calendar already and you know what time it is. The next calendar, next year's calendar is coming out. And so we're going to be in the third eye season, because right now we're in the throat chakra season. But anyhow, I digress. This is the outcome. So if we do what we need to do, everything that I just went through with you, recognize where we're coming from in that grand symphony of things. Know that we are in the place right now where a lot of tall tales are being revealed. There's a lot of illusions being lifted. That's what's happening right now. Know that what is hidden is having sacred reverence, the higher divinity that is giving us the obstacle of making our power moves that need to be made. And then what can help you is going to be great big love, unconditional, tapping in, right? The love that brings all the understanding, so that you can have the action step of having a tender embrace with what you think or what you feel is opposing you. Ashe? And if you can do all of that, the outcome is going to be endless possibilities, unlocking those doors to what you thought you would never see. Endless possibilities. That's why it was upside down, because it's like people don't think, you don't think what it could be. And it's not what you think it is. It's unlimited. It's things that are coming from the depths. Again, Pisces, things that are coming from the ethers, things that are coming from the void, from the unknown. The endless possibilities are going to be shown to you and me. So shall it be. And the card that goes with it is conclusions are within reach. See, endless possibilities means that those conclusions are within reach. And this is a full moon eclipse card, and our full moon was looking just like this, red, big and beautiful, blood moon, right? So the moon don't lie. The moon cards is telling you, right? Conclusions are within, and those endless possibilities will be there, but we got to do the work. So take heed. However this resonates with you, take what you take that resonates with you. What you don't, if it don't apply, let it fly. But these are the breaks. Break it up, break it up, break it up. Right? You must take pictures, beautiful lady. Ashe, thank you. Thank you. I do. I love pictures, by the way. I do. So the tool, remember the tool that is going to help you with all of this, right? And I got some from the moon cards too. So the last 3 that I'm going to show you is the last moon card. So remember at the beginning, these were the first cards that came before that 7-card draw that I just went through. So remember, perfect harmony is happening. Take a deep breath to get that earth magic. That is the tool to continuously remind yourself as we're going through these 7 steps I just told you. And what went with that, what paralleled that, was with the moon cards. They had I got a tool too. So the end of a tough cycle approaches, remembering that, just like remembering that the harmony, the perfect harmony is happening. Remember that the end of a tough cycle is approaching. Again, doomsday is right around the corner. Not dooms because it's the end, but the closing, the energetic seal, and all of this that has been happening in the past 6 months, that tough cycle is coming to a close. So keep that in mind. And what you can do is bring love into every situation. Bring love into every situation. All right? So remember that tough cycle is coming to a close. So all you got to do is bring love, just like the other card said. Breathe and bring love into every situation, and prosperity lies ahead. Taurus. What did the other card say? Earth magic, right? It parallels that. The earth magic will be unlocked, right? So these are the tools, the remembrance tools, if you use it to help get you through that 7-card draw. that I just shared with you. So there it is. I gave y'all the cards. I shared that. This is coming from the workshop. And so I'm sharing that with you all and wrapping it up, sharing you all with the Mercury. I spoke to you about the Kazemi, remembering that we're in the vortex 3-3 to 3:30. So work with all this energy. This month is really a powerhouse month. So that's why I'm sharing with you all as much as I can. Right? And if anyone wants any one-on-ones, any deeper information, if you want a natal reading, you can reach out to me. You can email me at akilatexture@gmail.com, or you can message me, here, wherever you feel like you can leave a message. I will most likely be able to see the emails more quicker than the messages. But yeah, that's where you'll be able to get in. Yes, ma'am, agree. Ashe, ashe. Thank you for coming through, sharing your love and light. Those that came on the tick of the talk of the cosmic clock, thank you for all your hearts and helping to keep it going. And don't be afraid to speak up. TikTok, let me know who in here. Drop some 333s for those of you that are in here and passing through for the 3-3 portal and the 3-3 to 3:30 vortex. Drop some 333s in the chat so I know that you here, just to shed some love and light. And be like, we here for the creative completion. 333, drop it in there. Thank you for the 333s. Thank you. Dua. Right? So faithfully, this card draw has helped you. You can always go back and look at it again. At least I know you can on YouTube. I don't know about TikTok because I ain't got the 1,000 people there yet. So help me get there. Drop them 333s and it'll help me get there. Ashe. So with that said, love and light to you all. I'll tap back in. Maybe I'll do something tomorrow. We'll see what comes up. And if Spirit has anything on my heart, and I'll continue to share it. You continue to share the love, light, comment, subscribe, all of that. That'll help keep the algorithms going and help those in remote places be able to tap in so we could tune in and tune up. Peace, love, and light. Ashe. We are on the way.